This is problems 23 and 24 and 12.5. And really there's a bunch of kind of sub-questions here, like A through E for both of them. I'm going to do a little bit broader thing just to start with, and then we'll answer some of the bits and pieces. Okay, so first, I would like to just play with my new composition tool, right? So let's figure out what's maybe F composed with G. Maybe we could figure out what this actually is. The book's just asking for plugging numbers in here, but I'd like to just figure out what it is. So what's F composed with G? What does that mean? Fog.
G goes.
Yeah, this means that I'm looking for the function diagram, right, that does G first, then does F, right? This thing here is F composed with G, right? Okay, so one other way that I could write this, right, is I could look at F of G of X and think, okay, this is F of G of X, right? Yes?
I don't like it that way. Is that the only way to do it?
No.
Okay.
You can think both ways, but this has an advantage, which the advantage here is that I can look at this and I can think, oh wait, this means I should take G, right, of X, and shove it into F. You guys see that?
Makes sense.
So I might think to myself, okay, F of whatever, right, is, what do I do with whatever when I put it into F?
Whatever other side, like x squared minus 1.
Okay, so when I'm doing that with something that's not an X, what's the rule?
Can't be 0.
No. Definitely could be 0.
Square it first.
Yeah, square it first, then subtract 1, right? You guys see that? So if I want to put F of whatever, I can put whatever squared minus 1, right? But they're asking for me to do F of G.
And of x.
So what's the whatever in this case?
All of G.
All that crap that's G, right? Okay, so G of X, that symbol, could be replaced with this stuff, right? So I could take that stuff and put it in here. You guys see that? So when I'm doing F of G, I'm saying, okay, this is do the rule F to G.
So is that part of the problem?
So you do
So
G
I thought
and
it was
then
a
plug
separate
it into F.
Yeah, so I find G, right? That's my 2x plus 5. And then I shove it in here.
Do you shove it in both the things? In
No.
both the boxes or just one box?
So this box is telling me F of whatever, right?
Yes.
I already have that over here.
Oh.
You guys see that? This is thinking to myself, G of X is the box, right?
Yeah.
So over here, I should get the box squared minus 1. What's the box? The box was 2x plus 5. You guys see that?
Kind
So
of.
you're just using problem 24 as an example?
Yeah.
Because I just got really confused when we used this whole problem.
Yeah, I thought it was a whole separate.
Yeah.
Oh, so 23 and 24 are about calculate some stuff. They're calculate F of G of 2 and G of F of 2 and F of 2 and a bunch of,
those for both problems.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is a way to calculate F of G, right? I can think about the rule for F with boxes, and then I can put the rule for G into the boxes. That'll give me F of G. I can do the same thing to compute G of F, or F of F, or whatever. You guys cool with us? Do you want to do the easier, slightly calculate the things in 23 and 24?
Yeah, please.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what are they, Nicole?
What is what?
So 23 has like A, B, C, D.
It goes to D.
Okay, and they're F of G of 2
And then G of F.
of 2.
And then F of F2 and G of G2.
and G of G.
All right. Chinese.
Okay, so if I want to calculate f of G of 2, what's that saying I should do to 2 first?
Plug it into
G.
G. Okay, so what's the output when I get G of 2?
2x plus 5 times. I'm getting
Okay, so G of 2 is 2 times 2 plus 5. Okay, see that? That's me plugging 2 in for the x and G.
So G of 2
So-
is 9.
So G of 2 is 9. Okay, then what do I do with that?
Divide by, you're going to plug it into the F.
Okay, see that? This thing says do G first, then do F to the result. So I did G, and then I'm wondering, okay, what's F of 9? F of 9 is
81.
9 squared minus 1 is 80. Okay, now I did F2 G of 2, right? Okay, so I got 80 for this one. So that's A. Okay, now I want to do B. B says do them in the other order, right?
Plug 2 into F.
Okay, so I calculate F of 2 first. So what's F of 2, guys?
Times 2 is 4 minus 1.
4 minus 1 is 3. Now what do I do to that?
Wait. Plug it into G.
Plug it into G. Wait.
I did it.
You okay, Loretta?
I'm just thinking you're going too fast. Okay, so where did you get the 4 minus 1? Sorry.
right here in the first.
I went to the rule for F, right?
Okay.
And I put 2 in. So I squared 2 and then subtracted 1.
Then you can put the 3 in for x on the G.
Okay, so Jennifer, what do I get?
9?
2 times 3 plus 5
Oh, the
is
other one. Okay.
11.
Okay, good.
So I got 11 out of this. Okay, so what about F of 2?
F of F. Oh, is it a square?
Yeah, so I do, okay, what's F of 2? Oh, I just did that. That's 3, right? And then I plug 3 into what? Into F again.
Oh my God.
So what's F of 3? 8. 3 squared minus 1 is 8. Okay, so I found F of 2 is 8. How about G of 2? How do I do that one? Okay, I plug it into G twice, so I got G of 2 is 9. Right, that's just from up here. Then what's G of 9?
18 plus 5.
Twice 9 plus 5, 23. So I got 23 out of that one.
Oh, that's so nice.
You guys cool with that?
So is there
Partially.
no point in finding 2x plus 5 squared minus 1 if you have to do them separately anyway?
So if I found this, right? If I want to find out what F of G of 2 is, I could just plug 2 into this. You guys see that? I'll get the same thing. I'll get twice 2 plus 5 is 9. Then I'll square it and subtract 1.
What if you want to find G of F, do you have to do it separately? There's
Yeah,
no
so we
way
could
to-
do either this approach for if we had one number. If I had like 20 numbers, I might do this approach to get a formula, right?
But you can only do that with F and G, you can't do that with G of F, right?
We could. We just reverse, right? So on this one, we stuck the rule for G into the rule for F. Right, that got us F of G. If we want to do G of F, we'd stick the rule for F into the rule for G.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Do we want to do 24 while we're standing here?
No,
Yeah, then can we have a break?
Yeah, then we can have a break. Okay, so 24 has A, B, C, D.
Oh my God. Okay. Don't panic.
But they're all the same, right? Except for they're at -3.
Yeah, they're everything, same thing, just negative 3.
Okay, so we want to do f of g of minus 3, g of f of minus 3, f of f, oops, f of minus 3, and g of g of minus 3. Whoa,
Where did you get the -3 from?
that's the
from the-
problem.
Oh.
The problem is calculate all these. So how do I start?
Start with the negative 3 to the G.
Okay, so I should find g of negative 3, which is negative 1, looks like. And then I should plug that into
F.
f.
How did you get negative 1 out of that?
It's
2 times minus square.
Oh,
2 times negative 3 plus 5 is negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Okay, f of negative 1 is 0.
Wait, how did you get that? X.
1, negative 1 squared is 1, minus 1 is 0. Cool?
So we're just plugging back into the other equation.
Yep. So we plug it into one first, then into the other, right? So this one says I should plug it negative 3 in first to
F.
f, then into g, right? So what's f of negative 3?
8. No? Oh my god.
8?
Yeah, 8.
8. And f of, wait, f?
No, G.
No, g, right? G of 8 is,
so was 21? No.
no, wait, g?
Okay, so wait, I had it back.
Two times
Say
F
60.
Then you was 5. That's what I said.
21, as Loretta says.
Based on what you did at F.
So this is 21, right? F first, then G gives us 21. How about F of F? Which rule do I do first?
F.
F.
The first
And
F.
then you
Okay, so I get 8 again, and then,
plug it.
okay, so I found out F of negative 3 is 8 because it was before. And now F of
Oh, 8 squared.
8 is
63.
63. Okay. And G of G? Negative 1, and then I need to plug negative 1 in, and I get 3. That's, oops, not F, but G.
How did you get the 3 again, please?
Yep. So G of negative 3 was negative 1, right, from earlier? And now G of negative 1 is 2 times negative 1 plus 5. That's negative 2 plus 5 is 3.
This is gonna sound really dumb, but if all the numbers are the same from the beginning, how do you get different numbers?
Because I'm doing different rules. Does that make sense? So all of these, you guys see that all of these are the same input, right? But I'm getting different answers because I'm doing different rules to that input. None of these rules are the same. In fact, they're all different, right? Because order matters here, right? If I do G first, then F, that's a different rule than if I do F first, then G.
I got it.
Which is what you've been telling us the whole.
We've been, yeah. Yeah, we actually started this semester with a conversation about function composition, but you probably didn't recognize it because we were just talking about whether order mattered, right? We've actually been doing function composition this whole time, right? Every time we do a problem that we're solving in more than one step, we're composing some functions together to kind of undo things. Okay, see that? So don't get caught up in like, oh my god, scary symbols, because it's just a different way to say something that you already knew how to do.
You actually have to like stop and think about it.
Yeah, you should stop and think about it for a little while, but this is something you guys should be really good at already.